What's up YouTube, it's Louis here, hope you're all well. Thank you guys for tuning in today's Bitcoin update. We are again another day below this key resistance. We've actually tested it once and confirmed it as a resistance back here. And this was a trade that we gave on the channel, a nice short position back down to this support. With this actual closure above this support, holding it support, it's a signal that we want to come back up and try and test these levels, meaning this red box again, it's going to try and do so. What may not allow you to do so is this 236 here. So we want to have this impulse into this red box, but we are understanding on this channel that this bullish move that we could potentially see in our eyes is just going to be a bull trap. So we do not believe we are actually going to push through it. We think that we're going to run into it as resistance and then continue lower. And even if we do reclaim it, I've explained on the channel multiple times that it's not good enough. So we need to come up into here, hold the red box as support, and we'll flip it green if it is confirmed as support. Then we need to attack this right shoulder over here. And I explain why, because back in January, I think it was January, let me just check. January earlier this year, almost a year ago now, when we had this right shoulder, and I said if we ever lose this left shoulder as a neckline, then I'm out of crypto. 50% I sold on this red candle because we made a lower low. This was your higher low, so this was our bottom, this is our higher low, and we made a lower low down here. So if we're going to come up, it's going to be a lower high. I need to see us closing above this for me to be confident, or more confident that we're going back to the highs, to 70k. Until you break this, I'm not believing we're going back up there. And that was the right shoulder of this head and shoulders pattern. And we've been saying on the channel for a good 2 weeks now, or a week or two, that what happened back here is the same as what we're seeing right now down here. So we'll go through the moves. We've obviously gone through the head and shoulders, followed by this double bottom, and then capitulation, and then sort of went sideways before another capitulation. And I believe this is what we're in right now, just further down. So we'll zoom in down there and we'll go through the moves, and I'll explain what that right shoulder was. So it's this point right here, what we were talking about there, I think it was about 50k. This is the right shoulder. We formed that double bottom and we started coming back up, but failing to take out that right shoulder, we went lower, lost the higher low. We already lost it here, but we reclaimed it and formed that double bottom. Just like here, we lost the low, but we reclaimed it with a double bottom. You made a bullish cross, you got above it, and then fell back under, bearish cross, continuation, lower low, and then consolidation. You had a little pump back up into it. You can see, look, almost touching it exactly. So you were this close from it. So you already tapped it once, when you came up and almost tapped it again, essentially. And so continued lower. So that's why I'm trying to tell you that even if we come up, you're meant to continue lower eventually. And so what I do believe is not a reclaim of this to flip it bullish, but a reclaim of that. So if we're reclaiming 23k, that's going to signal a push back up to 24, 25k, and the next key resistance would be 27, 28k. Now that would be the bullish case, but it's not what we believe. We're below the EMAs. We formed a bearish cross. We've lost the low. So this is a lower low. Any push should be a lower high, flipping this support back into resistance and then continue lower, because we actually haven't yet invalidated the head and shoulders pattern, shoulder, head and shoulder. That's still got a patterns target down to 13.6 to 14k, we'll just say, and also the larger descending pattern, a descending triangle pattern. That neckline is also 18.6k, and ever since closing below and confirming it as resistance, you have a target down to 10.8, 11k. So if we zoom in now to Bitcoin, make sure you're of course supporting the channel in liking, subscribing, and commenting. We're almost at 5k subs, so I really appreciate if we could push for that over these next weeks. And remember down here early in the video, we were essentially saying that we're with this closure above this wick, you're not losing its support. So it's a signal now we're trying to climb back up into here. The only thing right now is if we of course close, let's zoom in a bit more. There we go. So we've got this wick over here and this green line. As long as we're above that wick and this green line, you're holding this as support. We're going to continue up. If you close below that wick right there, this green line and that wick, and then we're going to go to the bottom of the box, but it's still support. So if we go under but hold it within a day, wicks like this but bodies above, that's another signal to go back up. And yeah, so that would essentially mean that if we were doing something like this to come down, you could still hold this and then climb back up and then hit those EMAs, whether it's just to come back up to here to continue lower, or go a little bit higher to the 55, because we haven't tested these EMAs since this capitulation, since this FTX scandal. So since then, you can see the EMA was up there. They've been dragging down as this has been going sideways to just kiss it, and you can see the 20 is just there. So if you pump above the 20, if we see a daily candle close above the 20, it's a signal we're going to head back into this red box to the 17.6k area where the 382 lands, and that's a key resistance. Remember, with the Fibonacci's, you don't have to go to the golden pocket. It is the most retraceable level, which just means that when you place the fibs, most of the time it goes to these two values, but of course it can go to the 382 and just stop there. Technically, since bottoming out, you already hit the 382, you just failed to continue. So it's giving it another chance to climb back into the golden pocket, even higher than the 382. But the only thing stopping us right now is where the 20 EMA is, this purple one, the 236, because we've got an exact rejection there with the wick, and many wicks in this area over here rejecting it as well. So again, we're being held up by this wick at, well, let me just check the low, 16,146. We closed at 16,209. So we did close below 16.217, but not below this wick over here. And so, yeah, there's a little box over here that's keeping you up as support. If we see a daily close below 16,146 on the Bitcoin index chart, that's a signal minimum coming back down to here. So that would be a small trade. And then, of course, we are above still, so waiting for a close above this to enter. You could enter a small trade to there. But if we get rejections at this line, let's say we do pump up into here and we're getting rejections, weakness like what we're seeing here, and with that red candle, that could be a short signal back down to here. So yeah, those are all the potential trades going forward. You just need to wait for the daily candle closes to show you, okay, it's going to be this trade or that trade. So if we're closing below that wick, 16,146, a daily close below that, that's the signal we're going to continue back down to 15.7. Today we're above that, so if this just would signal continuation to here. And then if once we get up here, if we see rejections with wicks with a daily candle close here, that would be a sell signal on that midnight. And then if you're closing above the 20, you're going to come back up to the 382. That's your next fib level. So these are all tradable events. So from there to there, it's not the most. So that's something you could just leave out. And then from here back down to here, that would be something that's worth it, 6.5%. And then from here to here, 5%. These are all small percentages, but it just depends on your account size. For me, that's amazing. It just depends if you're starting out, or yeah, you already have capital. But that's pretty much it for today's update. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I am going to be doing one last day of the mega discounts on my course and mentorship. The mentorship is down from 800 to 500 for today only. You can get half the lessons for 300, and these include the course and the mentorship, as well as the chat that you get included. So you could also just get the course. That's again one last day at £100. Then it's back to 150 for the remainder of the year. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's update. Again, like, subscribe, and comment. If you want to send in a super thanks, please do so. I really do appreciate it. And go check out those memberships, please. Thank you. I'll catch you in the next one.